Brahms's violin concerto is one of the pinnacles of the solo violin repertoire. It's an extraordinary achievement, an extraordinary piece. Brahms, of course, the great classicist, building on the cathedral that Beethoven laid before him. It's kind of one of his symphonies, but it has the great battle of soloist against the masses, and it all fits together so beautifully. It's incredibly well crafted, but it also has this flair of the gypsy Hungarian spirit in the violin part and in the themes themselves, which just have that little sort of virtuosic kick behind them, you know. So the first entrance of the solo violin is one of the most extraordinary things for any violinist to play. The orchestra is building up like this big crescendo. The excitement is ramping up, and then finally, after 3 minutes of standing here, finally the violin explodes immediately, and it comes in with just the best note on the violin, you know, like this, and it's a joy. It's a fabulous piece of music, so beautiful. The themes just, you know, they don't stop coming, and the way Brahms elaborates on them and so on and so forth. Actually, once the violin has made that initial impact, it spends a lot of the rest of the piece accompanying other soloists in the orchestra, or the themes are really in the orchestra, and the violin is just making them more beautiful with this extraordinary, well, to call it icing would be to belittle it somewhat, but I mean it's a heavenly sauce on top of the, you know, the main meat of the music. We're incredibly excited to have Augustin Hadelich making his Sydney debut, somebody who has really come to the forefront of the violin world in the last few years. An absolutely extraordinary violinist, and he has done so much work, interestingly, during the lockdown period, during you know, the pandemic, making so many interesting videos of himself, accompanying himself on the piano. He's an incredibly talented pianist, so he plays a piece with, you know, both the piano and the violin parts, you know, and puts those videos together. Well worth looking for online. We're all incredibly excited that he's coming, because, you know, he's made such an impact on the violin world, really up there, one of the top violinists in the world right now. Perhaps his name isn't quite so familiar to Sydney audiences just yet, but absolutely one to watch. You will thoroughly enjoy his performance. It's really a ticket to be had this week.